What would you give to be a man of great value? To be known by all as one whose determination is unwavering. In a world of billions of people globally, just a few have been blessed to successfully make their mark and show the world that their pursuit of success is unrelenting. If you closely observe, great men have principles that govern their lives, which the common man is mostly too lazy to adapt to. One such class of men is known as the Sigma group of men. Most people know that lone wolves are different and want to identify with them. But where do you belong? Watch till the end as we unveil the signs that show you are a Sigma male or not. If you aspire to greatness, aspiration is a strong desire for achievements. If you are the type to desire something great, you are likely going to be a Sigma male. When you sit down to meditate, a lot of ideas flood your mind every few seconds. You hope that this or that can be accomplished. Aspiration doesn't have to mean that you have all that it takes to accomplish what you desire. It's just that you are not satisfied with the present situation and want to move forward. That's the trait of a Sigma male. He wants something better than what he presently has. He wants to become something different. He wants to change his current status. A Sigma male has the desire to evolve into a higher dimension of himself. That's the cause of his aspirations. But what makes a Sigma male different from every other person who has aspirations is that they don't stop at the point of aspiring. They move further. They take necessary steps towards their aspirations. Aspiration could be a sign that you are a Sigma male. If you do things differently without the aim of competing, as the Sigma male aspired to achieve a goal, he would take a step further. How to achieve the goal is the next thing on their minds. They don't want to die dreaming. They desire to actualize their dreams. They want to become better than others, and they don't want to fold their hands and wait for something to happen. A Sigma male goes out there to make something happen to the dream they have. They will not even allow fear to hold them back. Are you also the type to aspire to greater things? And are you ever ready to push them forward? You are likely going to be a Sigma male. But while you are figuring out how to accomplish that dream, you have some level of dissatisfaction with how others are doing it. You just want to make a difference. Your desire to make a difference wasn't birthed from the womb of competition, but from the womb of innovation. Yes, you are the type that wants something new out of the former one. You just want to do something differently. You are likely going to be a Sigma male. That's their tribal mark. You pursue your goal even when people mock you. Anything that will later make a difference doesn't always make sense at first. And when things don't make sense to people, they tend to mock them. Whenever a Sigma male brings his idea to the table, everybody laughs at him, seeing him as a fool. Of course, most great men that are being celebrated today were laughed at when they came up with their ideas in the past. A Sigma male will never pay attention to this kind of mockery. His attention is focused on what he desires. His goal is the center of his attraction. Are you also like this? You don't mind what people call you when they become aware of your strong determination to do something different. You are consumed by your desire, and you are ready to make the sacrifice. You are likely going to be a Sigma male. It can be very painful when you are being laughed at by others. But what's more painful in life than the pain of regret? When you realize what a great thing you could have done but couldn't because people laughed at you? It's better to take the pain of mockery today than grow old and discover that your life was a waste. A Sigma male has critically looked into this and decided to live fulfilled rather than being stopped by the ideas of others about his goals. If you are a Sigma male, you are likely going to do the same. You sacrificed everything to get what you want. Count your costs and know if you can embark on that journey. To some, they'll complain that they don't have what it takes to make their dreams come true. But to a Sigma male, he doesn't have to have all that he needs before he starts the journey. He is willing and ready to sell all he has to buy what he needs. He is a man of great sacrifice toward his goal. The life of a Sigma male is filled with unwavering sacrifices to achieve the greatness they so desire. Are you like this too? You don't make excuses for your dream. You make the sacrifice to see your dream fulfilled, even when it means that you have to sell everything you have to get it. You are likely going to be a Sigma male. One thing in life is that everything you need to become great already exists within you, merely awaiting your recognition of it. Do you know that no matter how much you think you don't have anything, you still have something that can make your dream a reality? A Sigma male searches for that one thing, and they use it to make their dreams come true. You are a Sigma male if you can do this. You keep your eyes on the prize. Why would you be tired when you have yet to finish the task? Of course, your body will respond to stress and will threaten you. At that point, you rest to refuel for the glory ahead. You can't give up on your dream. You must keep your eyes on the prize. A Sigma male has discovered when to rest so that his body can be replenished, but he will never give up on his dream. They keep their eyes on the prize. Of course, no one is going to give them any prizes because they are not working for other people, but for themselves. But their prize is the joy of accomplishment. At times, you may be tempted to give up at a certain point, but you have to take your eyes off the obstacles and pain and remain focused on your dreams. A Sigma male will always keep his eyes on the prize. That's the path of a Sigma male. Their goals motivate them to continue until they are realized. If you are the type to pursue your goal regardless of the temptation to give up, you are likely to be a Sigma male. To you, the path to success is a rough road that you must walk through to the end. Whether you are wounded or mocked, your eyes are on the prize. Indeed, you are a Sigma male if you are like this. Difficulties become your motivation. How we see things is different. What one person considered good, others considered bad. Why? It's about an individual's perception, while some people see difficulties as an excuse to give up. Some made it their motivation. They are motivated by their challenges, and they turn them into tools that will take them further. This is the exact lifestyle of a Sigma male. He handles difficulties differently compared to how other people would handle them. Sigma males see difficulties as a challenge to their intellectual ability, and they want to prove to those difficulties that they are not fools. They are fully equipped with the knowledge and skills to solve problems. Until there is a solution to those problems, they will never give up. They don't stop their pursuit of life because life throws hardship at them. Have you walked through highs and lows? Yet you are always finding yourself coming out of all those difficult situations. It means you are a Sigma male. Sigma males don't get stuck. They will always come out of every difficult circumstance. You can work successfully without the company of others. The lonely life of Sigma males makes it easier for them to work alone and yet achieve their goals. They rarely depend on other men to get things done. They are independent, self-reliant, and intelligent enough to get things done by themselves. Sigma males believe that they are good to go by themselves. They can't imagine having lots of work on the ground, and some people approaching them to attend a party. Their time is too precious for them to give it up for such frivolities. They would rather stay away from such a person or group of people. That's why you rarely see a Sigma male in an association. If you find him in any such associations have something to do with his goals. Although some men thrive in the company of others and ride on the wing of their admiration, a Sigma male is different. They do not need the company of people who have nothing of value to give them except to sing their praises. If you're the type that doesn't mind working all alone to see your dreams come true, you don't mind whether people support you or not. You prefer to do it all alone than form an association that would at the end of the day draw you back. This is a billboard pointing you toward the class of people that you belong to. That is the Sigma male class. Proceed into your class and be at home with your type of people. You are the best and rarest because everyone celebrates you and wishes to be like you. If you take on a leadership position only when there's a need, their successes advertise them as great leaders. So everybody wants to associate themselves with the Sigma males. They want Sigma to be their leader. The Sigma males oftentimes receive the highest vote for leadership positions in any association they are a part of. People just want them to fill that leadership capacity. But though they are potential leaders, a Sigma male will never fight for the position of leadership. They will only stand up for such responsibilities when there are genuine reasons for them to do so. Have you ever felt that you have the capacity to lead but don't like struggling for a position of leadership? But when given any chances to lead, you did wonderfully well. You are likely going to be a Sigma male. Unlike other men, who fight tooth and nail to be leaders, the Sigma male is not interested in such. You would nevertheless find him spending all his time devising ways to win the approval of others. That's why his type is so rare. If you possess the trait of nonconformity, this is a major sign you will notice in yourself if you are a Sigma male. Nonconformity is the tribal mark of a Sigma. You move to the beat of your drum. You don't like it when people expect you to do things their way. You can't go anyone else's way but your own. If everyone else goes right, you prefer to go left. You don't mind being alone on your chosen path. That is why you are referred to as a lone wolf. The Sigma males tend to do things their way, not to prove a point. It's simply because their values differ from those of others, and they are men who have been given the ability to satisfy themselves rather than others. Other archetypes, such as Alpha, Beta, Delta, Gamma, and Omega, will prefer to do things that will not harm their social standing. However, being a Sigma male has nothing to do with social standing. They prefer to do things for themselves rather than for others. They do not subject themselves to societal pressure. They made decisions based on their pursuit's inner value rather than the outer value demanded by society or the majority. Their lives are based on themselves, not the majority. If you live this way all the time, it is a clear indication of who you are, a Sigma male. Let's take a look at some other characteristics. If you are self-sufficient and independent. Have you ever seen a man as self-sufficient and independent as a Sigma male? There are very few people who possess such qualities. Only the lone wolf has abstained from societal attachment. He can complete all of his tasks with minimal societal impact. They are the most self-reliant of the 6 male archetypes. Their way of life is to journey and take trips. They would rather go on numerous expeditions than rent or own a stable apartment. They are as at ease with a backpack of necessities as they are with owning their own home. You may be wondering why Sigma males behave in this manner. It's simply because they are born survivors. Because they are lone wolves, they can adjust quickly to taking care of themselves. They work for themselves, feed themselves, and pay their bills. They do, however, provide for their caretaking, emotional support, and worth in life. They go out and get what they need instead of waiting for others to do it for them. They have no masters and do not submit to anyone. They are the ones in charge. As a result, they prefer working for themselves over working for others most of the time. In the social sexual hierarchy, Sigma males have a great archetype, and you can be like them even if you weren't born that way. Have a good time, strive for happiness, and put yourself ahead of others. This is the most enjoyable way to live. You are not required to make a personal sacrifice for the sake of others. You can be yourself while also having an impact on the lives of others. Although they do not live their lives with society in mind, Sigma males are one of the most profitable groups in society. They are great innovators, and their innovations have a significant impact on society. They are problem solvers, which makes them necessary in society. If you possess any of these traits, they are signs that you are a Sigma male. You are the rarest type of male. Knowing the signs that show you are a Sigma male, I'm sure you would like to know why Sigma males are respected by society. Click on the image and don't forget to subscribe. See you in the next video.